Video भी on. Okay. School portions which are coming for the test is over now, according to our. And we have started political parties or not? Last class. So, what we were discussing about, any idea? What we have discussed? Any doubt is there? Okay, we were discussing about why do we need political parties. Okay, this is what we were discussing. There we have seen that if there is no political party, then the government formation will be difficult. Because all are independent candidates, they have local interest. They don't have any national policy. They don't have any foreign policy. They don't have any economic policy. So it's very difficult for them to form a government. See, do you have that notes that they? Who? Shivam, just come this side then. Eh? No, you are disturbing. So when there is an individual contesting, or so many individuals contesting, and individuals won the election. So how can they form a government? It's very difficult. And individual is having, so I asked you that last week, I think so, that is what will be your priority. So if you are contesting the election, what will be your priority? So you told about it, that is locality, what will be done, isn't it? You don't have any national policy, you don't have any foreign policy, you don't have any economic policy. So then, how can we make that government? Okay, you just imagine for six of you won the election. Okay, you have gone to that parliament. So now all of you were the one different from different areas. Okay, now who will be the prime minister? See, he self-declared, I'll be the prime minister. He also declared. So now there will be a clash. So now, very recently, when the election held, the majority party chose a candidate to be the prime minister. So if there is no political party, formation of the government will be difficult. Did you get the point? Now next, Shivam, you keep going. Another thing is that we have seen they don't have any policies, that is long-term policies. We know that when the government is coming to power, they are having a long-term policy. In 5 years, what they will do. So, as an individual, you may not have that kind of long-term policies. Next point is that if you are elected as an independent candidate, then you cannot take a decision regarding that relation with foreign countries. What type of relation you should have. But if we are having political parties, that parties are having a kind of idea about what type of relation they should follow. Did you get to? So that is why political parties are a necessary thing. Understood? Then the last week we have studied what all are the components of a political party. Shiva, you tell what are the components of a political party?
The leaders, active members,
followers. Okay, these are the three components. Now we have also learned about partisanship. Can you tell what is partisanship?
support for the party.
That is. Tell what you were telling. Support to a favoritism to a particular party or affection, affinity to a particular party is called a partisanship. This much we have done. Now let us see what are the functions of the political parties. These are very important. Functions of the political party. Write down these points. Functions. The first function of the political party is that parties conduct elections. Right? What are the functions of the political parties? Armaya and Avanti, are you able to hear?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
Yes. Parties contest the election. What is the meaning of contesting the election? Election time when they are competing. Understood? That condition is termed as contesting. So, individuals are also contesting the election. Parties are also contesting the election. Now, in our country, what is the condition? If you are belonging to a political party, the leaders chose the candidate for contesting the election. Understood? You listen properly. In between, your attention is getting diverted. Okay. So, what is happening in India? Party leaders choose the candidate. So parties think that okay, if this particular person contests from this particular seat, there is a chance to win. So only those persons are chosen by the parties for contesting. Understood? Imagine you are members of one political party. Okay. So you all wanted to contest. Now you cannot contest. If you want to contest in Lok Sabha, 25 years to be completed. So if you are interested to contest in the election, but this thing, you told that the political party, that is I want to contest the election. Immediately they refused. Because you are not having that much popularity. They will think that if from this locality you are contesting, there is no chance of winning. So parties choose only those candidates who can win the election. So those selected candidates are contesting in the election. Did you understand? So when you are writing that point, not only with that heading you stop, you have to explain what it is. How will you explain? You just try, how will you explain this parties contest the election?
To win seats.
Yes, anybody?
Party, in India, the party leaders.
Party leaders choose the candidates for contesting the election, whom they think will win the election. So while selecting the candidate, their priority is that that person should win. All those candidates are chosen by the top party leaders. You will be able to write the explanation, no? See, when you are writing the exam, the points and explanation is very essential. Just don't stop with that points. If you are not getting mark, you have to understand the points are not clarified. Now, what is the second point? Second point is that parties put forward policies and programs. This is called manifestos. Okay. Have you completed? Yes. Can you see the board? Okay. See, parties, when they are competing the election, before itself, they prepare a list of programs and policies. What it will do if they get elected. People are voting only for that manifestos, not for that person. Understood? So if this particular party come to power, the party will do this and that. So that policies and programs the people are voting for. So every party will prepare a list of policies and programs. Now, I will tell you one example. Just before the election, if one political party is announcing that if we come to power, want? I don't want. So nobody want.
No, ma'am. We don't know.
Yes. So they put forward in the list of manifestos the first one. If we come to power, we will send missions to space. So on the other side, a large number of people are starving to death. Large number of children are not having the chance of education. Large number of people are facing unemployment. So, do they vote for that space mission? No. So they think that which party is going to do all their needs or fulfill their needs. That is what the importance of policies and programs. Did you get it? So this explanation, will you be able to write? No? How will you explain this point?
They will try to convince the public that the public for good policies and the party are better. I mean, they told the public to about their policies, that their policies are better for everyone.
So this way you have to write in the paper, because the question will come that political parties, that what are the functions performed by the political parties. First you have told that is parties contest the election. So there you have explained that the leaders, top party leaders chose the candidates for contesting them. The same way, parties put forward policies and programs. How will you define? Armenia.
Yeah.
He put how political parties put forward their issue.
What is that? See, different in a democracy, different political parties have different ideas. There are long-term policies and short-term policies. So, through this manifesto, they convince the people to vote in their favor. Clear?
Yes, ma'am.
So that explanation you have to write. Yeah, what design is design. Second point you have to return. So you will be able to explain on this.
Ma'am, मेरी भी design.
Geographical design था और
Design.
हैं?
Already made design.
मेरा भी design. I'm design.
Which design is?
Ma'am, ये Nike का है, Nike का.
A masterpiece.
Okay. Now, third point is that parties make laws.
Why did it?
Okay, third point. Parties make laws.
Parties make laws. How parties are making the laws? After getting elected to the parliament, the members come together and discuss on certain policies, and then they pass the bill and take the decision. So it's not one person taking the decision. All the parties who win the election are becoming the members of the party. How many of you have seen that after election, that is day before a Sunday, that means Monday, there was oath taking of that MPs. Monday and Tuesday it was there.
मैम क्या है वो?
अरे वो तो किया था ना
वो शपथ अच्छा वो हाँ नहीं देखा था.
See, after getting elected, what is the procedure? If listen. After getting elected, the persons will get a certificate showing that this particular constituency this person has won, and how many votes that person got more than the other person. That is what is the percentage, no, the number of votes that person got more than the next person. Okay, so that certificate they have to keep and bring to Delhi and then sign on a book showing that they are elected. Okay, after that we know that the number of members of each political party and which party have got majority seats. These all have to be decided, counted, and then it will be recorded. Now, the majority party have a chance to form the government. So, if there is no single party get the majority, what is happening? There is a coalition government. Have you heard about coalition government? Keep your book up. Signing and all you will do afterwards. Okay. I'll give you a chance to draw on the board. So everyone will examine.
मैम मैं भी ड्रॉ करती हूँ.
Okay. You listen. So after that is the majority party will have a chance to form the government, but in our case, they should have 273 seats. The leading party should have 273 seats. But we know that single-handedly nobody got 273. But NDA, that alliance, got 287 seats like that because that party with other parties. So naturally, this alliance had a chance to form the government.
Pollution.
That is what NDA alliance is there. This alliance is already formed before the election itself. But a coalition is that government when it is formed once election is over. Did you understand the difference? Alliance is a group which is formed before the election. Coalition is that the government formed when there is no party have majority. Did you find the difference?
Yes.
As this NDA was an alliance before the election itself, NDA have a fair chance to form the government. Then, enough. You also, you just listen to it.
मैं भी ऐसे कर रही जब से देख रही हूँ
मैंने
मैम
उधर से और उधर से
हाँ ना मैम देख
हाँ।
ऐसे कर रही हूँ
Okay, listen. So, which party have a fair chance to form the government? NDA. Now, they have to elect a leader. So, all that parties which are the members of that alliance have to elect one leader, and that leader will be called by the president to form the government. This is the procedure. Did you understand the procedure?
Yes.
After the election, if a single party is having the majority, the leader of the party will be called. If there is no single party get the majority, that alliance have to elect one leader and that leader will be called. Got it? Now, accordingly, we know that what is that? Narendra Modi was called to form the government. Now, he has to select some members of the cabinet. So that cabinet and the prime minister will take oath of office. Because government have to be formed. The parliament is not met. So the government will be formed by taking oath of office as the minister or the prime minister later. That is in front of the president. This much is clear. Now, afterwards, the next procedure is that parliament members have to take oath as a member of parliament. It can be in two ways. One is in the name of God. One is just an assurance. That is, they will follow that dignity and integrity of the constitution and the country. Okay. So, this two-way affirmation, it is not that assurance is called affirmation. So, they are standing for themselves. That is, I assure that. But many of the members are taking oath in the name of God. Okay? And there is a formality. First, all those ministers, prime minister and the ministers will take oath of office. That means oath of office means they are the members of the parliament. We know that the cabinet is the council of ministers. Last year you might have studied. Cabinet is a small body consisting of all important ministers, independent charges. But a council of ministers is a big body consisting of cabinet ministers, minister of state, and deputy ministers. 3 levels of ministers. So it will be around 80 members. The first one will be 20. So 20 is included in the 80. Understood? So this is Council of Ministers. Okay. This is Cabinet. Yes? 10? Yes.
कौन मैम उधर तो पंखा चला दो नहीं मैम उधर है इसी बोल पंखे से ज्यादा थकी
अलग ही जमाने में
I don't know that.
वो जल्दी पता चला
Okay, come and do. This much is clear. Now, when they are taking the oath, all these members first will take. Then afterwards, all this taken in alphabetical order. State in alphabetical order. Clear? Now, what is happening? The speaker was not selected earlier. So, pro tem speaker will be there. They will select a pro tem speaker. In front of him, the signature, that oath of office will be taken. Did you understand? Pro tem speaker. Now, the Secretary General of the Parliament will call out the names and the place from where that person is elected. Who is calling out the name? Secretary of Secretary of State of the Parliament. Okay. Now, when the name is called, pro tem speaker will be there, and in front of him, both the sides podiums are there. So that side, any side, they can come and read out that oath of office. So whichever language they like, they can. That is, according to their state, they can tell in their state language or English or Hindi. So even that is not an Indian language, okay? So another one person has taken out the office in Sanskrit. Okay, so like that, in their own language, whatever are the languages included in the 8th schedule of the Indian Constitution, that is what allowed. Now, when they are taking oath, that is in front of each one's table, there is that mic. The mic is having that translate. So automatically it gets translated. So each member can understand what that person is telling. Then that person have to come down and sign on the register. The name is written and accordingly that sign to be done. Clear? While signing, they have to give their certificate to that members who are sitting. So that it's a proof. Without a certificate, they cannot. So after becoming the member, only next procedures will take. So this much. So after that, when the parliament is meeting, they decide that what all laws to be made, they discuss on it, and the laws are making. Did you understand the third point?
Yes, ma'am.
So in between, I have shown that I have told that what is the procedure. Okay. Now making laws also, sometimes if you are getting time, what is happening in the parliament, you have to see how that discussions are taking place. Next,
Form and run go.
parties form and run government. Are you writing?
Yes, ma'am.
Where you have written other points? Have
Undo calculate.
क्या लिखे
Functions लिखे parties contest election.
मैं अभी करना पड़ा है
Under the time pass कर रहे हैं.
मैम तो मैम now only you have written sir
no.
मैम that third I have written
Third not written.
मैम written parties means clause नहीं हम लोगों को तो नहीं दिखा हम लोगों को दिखा नहीं
Don't be so casual. Serious topics, serious way I am explaining.
अलग ही है मैम.
That
Okay.
okay. Parties form and run. Just now we have been discussing about how the government is formed. The ruling party. That is what here form and run government. The party which get the majority of the seats form the government and they have the right to run the government. I have told you they form the cabinet, they form the council of ministers. With the help of them, they run the government. Did you understand? Now, next one. Parties
Of the opposition.
Parties which lose the election form lose the election from the opposition. Say, just like that of the powers of that ruling party, opposition is also having a major role to play. Say, for a long time, there was no real opposition because each party they stood separately and that majority number which was required to be the opposition was not.
Gurpreet and they are taking my slippers, man. Sit down. अभी इसको नहीं छोड़ूंगा मैं क्या बात कर रहा है मैं उसको सीधा
Just
हाथ से
no, it will not come automatically like that. Okay.
There they are.
Now you don't play. Yes, the ruling party at that time was having that much power to take any decision. If there is no opposition, means there is nobody to criticize the policies. If anybody criticizes also, that the ruling party was not ready to accept the criticism. That was the condition previously. So, what happened earlier when they wanted to pass the laws, they used to kick out the opposition and they used to pass the laws because they were having the majority. That is not a real democracy. Real democracy means there should be opposition, there should be criticism, and the ruling party should accept that criticism. Did you understand the difference? So, that type of rule can be called as dictatorship rule. Because one party, their decisions are imposed upon the people. In a democracy, there should be very much positive type of activity. Criticism to be taken in a positive way. Your hand should be there on the table, desk only. No. Yeah. So no other activity.
call me sir.
You come here.
हाँ हाँ जा.
Yes, sir. No. Yeah.
Tray.
Back and on. Sit. Armaya gone somewhere or not?
Yes, ma'am. There.
Not visible?
Yes,
Yes, madam. He told.
Ma'am, actually the webcam, the light went and just went.
Okay. Yes. Now what I have told, there is a major role played by the opposition. Ruling party is that party which gets the majority of seats. They rule the country, they run the country or run the government, and just the rest parties form the opposition. Their major role is to criticize the policies of the government. Did you understand that fifth point clearly?
Yes.
Yes, you tell what is happening.
Parties which not getting more vote from
Majority.
so
They form the opposition party. And what is the role?
They should not misuse
To
the.
keep the government in power check.
To control or to check, to criticize the policies. Okay. If there is a criticism, then only the correction will come. So just imagine if you have given a test and you got 13 out of 15. I'm just telling you. So in that, if you are very happy with getting that 13, then there is no chance of improvement. But along with that, so much suggestions are given. You have to improve, you have to write that correct points and all. So you will forget about that mark, you will focus on that, what changes you have to do for improving. This is what happened in the government also. Government need to be controlled by somebody else so that the power can be in a proper. So that is done by the opposition party. Clear? Somebody the test is here.
yes, ma'am.
Which one?
SST, it's economics. This one is I don't remember.
Globalization, making of the global world. Maybe age of industrialization.
Yes, ma'am.
Age of industrialization.
And we have not started, so
Which not started.
the age of.
You have completed. Age of industrialization बड़ा lesson था complete किया. कब से complete किया? हाँ, एक ही print culture. Only one print culture is there, and the second lesson is completed or no? And so how much it is? Maybe that's 1 or 2. I think I have to pay. Okay. Age of industrialization, you have to prepare. Economics is the lesson. Sectors of Indian economy. Is it chapter, right? Confused questions.
The ABCD.
ABCD.
Yeah.
Don't like that. You just see that he will score out of 30, no? 2 lessons,
Yes,
30 marks. Out of 30, he will get a 25 above.
Minus 20.
Don't that. Don't
We
do
think
that.
about this and because this goes 58% in lines. That's the.
Which is one,
One
which
side
one?
blue color.
This one,
Yeah.
down.
Of India.
And grey.
इसका क्या problem?
मैंने कुछ भी नहीं बोला वो मुझे बोल रहा है कि we will
No,
not.
first
No, no, I was asking that whether which lesson is there for the test. So he was
बेटा है सोता रहता है उसकी उसको देखता रहता है
देखता नहीं मारता.
अच्छे देखता है
from there only I brought him.
अरे हम लोगों ने जूता ही ले लिया सब
हाँ, Gurpreet ने.
Okay. So, fifth point is clear to you.
Yes, ma'am.
Now, sixth one, 7 points are there. Sixth point is that parties shape public opinion. The meaning of this public opinion.
They use the opinion of or
Citizen.
Or improvement.
See,
हम to run the party हम
run the party, no. It is not running the party.
treat
Ah,
हम the leader or the party हम they take the suggestion what the people
say what are their opinions, what should improve and what should we should do for much better improvement for the country. So ma'am, party
Have you ever seen that the government is asking the public what do you want?
No, ma'am.
You are sometimes you are asked for feedback. Okay, so in the feedback you are giving the suggestions or you need this way, that way, or whatever it is. But anytime the government asks you citizens to that what do you want?
From us,
No, ma'am.
from us, what to go.
So it never asked. But how it is shaped, it is mostly shaped by the medias. It is shaped by the newspaper. It is shaped by the opposition parties. Because the ruling party thinks that whatever they are doing is right. And we people are not knowing what is good for us. Because each individual have different thoughts and ideas. So what is good for us, we don't know. So that is why somebody has to tell. See, when demonetization was taken, do you know that what is demonetization? That is suddenly one fine night declared that 1,000 rupee notes and this thing 500 rupees will be cancelled. And so this was demonetization. What would be the effect on us? Nobody asked us. And many of the people thought that it would be good. But as the Prime Minister announced, we followed. We had to follow. So now, what are the goods of it or what are the bad points of it? Or most 100% it was bad decision. So it has to be made clear to the public through this media. This way, the ideas are generated among the public. Is called shaping the public opinion. Clear or not? I have told you, many of us don't know what is good for us. When we are hearing some kind of policies from the government side, we think that it is good. But we come to know through the medias or discussions and debates done by the opposition and other experts, we start thinking that, oh, this is having this type of problem. So many people are getting that opinion and they shape others' opinion also. This way, public opinions are shaped by the parties. So individual cannot form a party. Parties are formed by a group of people. So this group of people, they generate that opinion or they create the opinion and shape the opinion. This is why parties are playing a major role. Did you follow what is that shaping the public opinion? When, say, we know that many of the houses now, gas pipelines are there. So gas pipelines, when it was to be introduced, people thought that it would be very dangerous. Okay. So once it started, we find that it is good for us.
More residential.
So I don't know how to connect to that gas cylinder. So I don't know that that is how I can work it out. But with this pipeline, it's very easy. So earlier when it was about to introduce, people thought that something dangerous is going to come. It will be also into that kitchen this thing, and it will give rise to lot of problems. How to close it, how to open it, and more charges will come or not. This confusion was cleared by the group of people. It can be very small group of people who have that experience and make other people aware of its advantages and disadvantages. Many areas when the government was just permitting them to connect that pipelines, people objected. Our land will lose that value, that we cannot give that land and all. Once it was established, that people who opposed began to support it. So this is what we don't know whether it is good or bad. We can come to know about the advantage and disadvantage when once somebody make us to aware. That awareness is created and generating one opinion that is called shaping the opinion. Is it clear? Now let's move to the last point. Parties provide people access to the government machinery. Access to the government machinery and the welfare schemes. Okay. Now, when you want to get done some work, you cannot go directly to the officer's cabin. Or you cannot go directly to Prime Minister's office or a Chief Minister's office. Tell now.
Local.
But local government also, you cannot go directly to that. There is so what is that? There should be some ways through which you can have the entry. You might have heard the CIDCO office, Konganban office, these all are the government offices. So in order to get done the works, you need to go through some channels. So that channels here, government officers, the channel is that the political parties. Understood? So many leaders are there working in between. That day, I think somebody told my father is a political leader, that is why I support BJP or like that. He, no? But that is what people approach that leader, and through that leader, they get an access to the government. The same is applicable for the welfare schemes. Government introduced so many schemes, but many of the people are not aware of that. So, but through the political parties, it will reach to the common people. Understood? But many of the things are getting to us in a wrong way. The government used to give that, okay, house program is there, means economically weaker sections that they provide this much grant or like that, whatever is there. So these all policies are not easily reachable to that or reaching to the public. But political parties or small NGOs or like that make it known to the people. So people get an access to these all things through political parties. So political parties are playing all these functions. One is that contest the election, put forward policies and programs, make laws, then form and run government, opposition party, then shape the public opinion, And lastly, provide an access to government machinery and welfare schemes. Just 5 minutes time, you just want. You don't take that political parties, you just parliament procedure.
Ma'am, video.
YouTube procedure in the parliament. Proceedings also. This one is ICSE का portion है. The parliament live you just give sense of this parliament live. Today.
7th of June 2024.
Papers to be laid on the table, Secretary General.
Sir, with your kind permission, I rise to lay on the table a statement in English and Hindi showing the bills passed by the Houses of Parliament during the
This is this one is Rajya Sabha head. That is Jagdeep Thangar. The Om Birla is that one.
Shri Rakesh Sinha.
The chair, sir, I rise to present the 77th report in
Which
English
today's
of the
latest.
Committee of Privilege on the matter of
Today President's address was there. Joint session was addressed by the President.
played by 12 members of Rajya Sabha in violation of rules and etiquette of Rajya Sabha by repeatedly entering the well of the council, shouting slogans and persistently and willfully obstructing the proceedings of the council, compelling the chairman to repeatedly adjourn and sittings of the council.
Report of the Committee of Privileges.
Lok Sabha का देखा ना. 18th Lok Sabha.
लोक सभा नहीं.
That is Rajya Sabha है.
of the Committee of Privileges on matter of breach of privileges out of KHR25.
This one only. President's address is
This.
that the president is to come to the parliament with all this. So one of the session, the first session is addressed joint session, which is addressed by the president. So policies of the government.
और इस प्रकार राष्ट्रपति का कारवां राष्ट्रपति भवन से निकलकर धीरे धीरे संसद भवन की ओर रवाना होते हुए जो क्षण में राष्ट्रपति का कारवां पहुंच जाएगा संसद भवन, जैसा कि हम आपको पहले बता चुके हैं, सुबह 11 बजे राष्ट्रपति राज्यसभा और लोकसभा के लिए
So join house, 11 o'clock, when the first this thing is there, when they are meeting, 11 o'clock, president's address will be the first.
होगा राष्ट्रपति का
All to be duties, राष्ट्रपति भवन प्रांगण की अटूट असीम पहचान के तौर पर देखा जाता है, जाना जाता है। धीरे धीरे राष्ट्रपति का कारवां आगे की तरफ से बढ़ते हुए आपसे कुछ देर बाद राष्ट्रपति संसद की संयुक्त बैठक को संबोधित करेंगी, अभिभाषण उनका होगा और उसके लिए राष्ट्रपति भवन से प्रस्थान करते हुए इन तस्वीरों में हम देख सकते हैं उनके राष्ट्रपति के दोनों तरफ उनके कुछ सवाल रक्षक और अब ये काफिला की कारवां आगे विजय चौक की तरफ बढ़ता हुआ राष्ट्रपति भवन से कुछ दूरी पर नए संसद भवन, जहां कुछ देर बाद पहुंचेंगे राष्ट्रपति द्रौपदी मुर्मू। आप देख सकते हैं इन तस्वीरों में कि दूर तक जो नजर आ रही है जो पहचान के तौर पर देखा जाता है राष्ट्रपति भवन या जो इंडिया गेट की हम बात करें, जो आवा है आगे बढ़ते हुए धीरे धीरे तस्वीरों में लगातार आपको हम दिखा रहे हैं कैसे राष्ट्रपति का जो कारवां है वो धीरे धीरे नए संसद भवन की तरफ बढ़ रहा है। राष्ट्रपति के पुष्पान नक्शा पीछे तस्वीरों में आपको राष्ट्रपति भवन के जो 12 पिलर्स हैं ढसकन वो भी नजर आ रहे हैं। साथ ही अगर बात की जाए इस गुंबद की, जो कि अपने आप में वास्तुकार का एक बेहद ही बेहतरीन उदाहरण, और फिलहाल ये कारवां आगे की तरफ धीरे धीरे बढ़ता हुआ
Okay.
Thank you, ma'am.